Hey everyone, my name is Jake Brown with Visit South Bend, Mishawaka. I am joined today by Evie Kirkwood, the outgoing Director of Parks for the St. Joe County Park System. Evie, first of all, from our organization to yours, we want to congratulate you on a well-deserved retirement, which I know by the time this video is posted will be well underway. So first, congratulations, and what are your immediate retirement plans?
Well, my immediate retirement plans, as you might guess, have changed a lot in the light of the current pandemic. So instead of going camping and exploring new areas and new adventures, there's going to be a lot of time spent in the garden and also doing some bird watching and hiking right here in the greater South Bend area. So I'm looking forward to that too.
So we talked a little bit before this about how the pandemic has really changed a lot. But the parks have been open the entire time, and I know people have been visiting them to get their exercise or just stretch their legs a little bit. What are kind of the guidelines for the parks right now, just in general, and how can people sort of safely enjoy them?
The parks for St. Joseph County are all open. However, the restrooms are currently closed, as are the playgrounds, and our drinking fountains are as well. So remember, if you're coming out to hike, bring a water bottle. You still need to social distance. So on the trail, if you're hiking and you see somebody approaching or coming behind you, step off to the side just a little bit so folks can pass and be safe that way. We ask that people do not congregate in groups. That just helps everybody. Be conscious of your trash, pick up after yourself, keep your dog on a leash. Those are the most important things. And for the most part, the hundreds of people who have been visiting the parks literally every day have been following that, and that's great.
What has it looked like for the parks throughout this? I know that people are, desperate at times to get outside, especially when it's nice outside. I'm sure St. Patrick's has been the busiest. What does it look like for the whole system?
St. Patrick's County Park by far is closest to the bulk of the population, so by far it is the busiest. And that's something to keep in mind too. Literally on a given Sunday afternoon, we might have 600 cars come into the park. That's well over 1,000 people that are hiking the trail. So think about when you're gonna come, because that can influence how many people are here, but also think about some of the other St. Joseph County parks, which are also experiencing higher visitation, but not as much as St. Patrick's County parks.
If you're someone like me who has never birded before and you want to grab your binoculars and head out and try something new, what are the best ways to approach that if you're just getting started?
For new bird watchers, I always suggest the best time of day to go is early in the morning, not necessarily, at the crack of dawn, but this time of year, as birds are migrating through, they tend to be very active right as the sun is warming up all the trees, because that's when the insects are active. So keep the time of day in mind. Birds are going to be less active perhaps later in the afternoon or midday. And then just kind of listen, because the birds are very vocal this time of year. They're going to be singing, trying to communicate with each other, set up territories. And so if you can kind of at least pinpoint where the sound is coming from and then use your binoculars to find the birds, that's going to give you a good start. And of course, it's great to watch the birds in your backyard too and get to know the really common birds as well.
What are some of the best practices just for being in the parks, taking care of it, and leaving it behind a little better than when we got there?
We really appreciate it when people are thoughtful about the natural resources and also their coworkers. So keep in mind, we really say, please don't take anything out. Don't pick the flowers, even though they're beautiful. Literally, some of these spring flowers, when you pick them and they can't generate food, they literally die. So keep that in mind. Be thoughtful about your trash. Be thoughtful about other visitors in the park. We know your dog is absolutely wonderful, but not everybody really wants to see your dog bounding up to them on the trail. So just really be respectful, because there are so many more people in the parks. Also, keep in mind, parks across the area are really stretched right now. So if there's a way for you to give back, maybe participate in a garlic mustard pull or a trail cleanup, buy an annual pass to the state park or the St. Joseph County parks, give a little love back to the parks, because they are stretched thin, but doing a great job in this really, really high use time and time of stress.
Great. Well, Abby, thanks for joining us today again. Best of luck on retirement, and thanks for everything you've done to direct the county parks over the years.
Thanks so much, Jake. I always appreciate Visit South Bend Mishawaka. Does a great job in helping everybody celebrate the wonderful things we have in our community. So thanks.